One punch knockout for Bobby Green puts down Grant Dawson with a quickness. And it was pretty simple, man. I mean, 33-second knockout is insane for Bobby Green to beat the number 10 ranked fighter in the world, making it one of the biggest upsets of the entire year. Grant Dawson came into the fight as a 5-1 favorite, and he loses in 33 seconds by knockout. Crazy, man. A lot of people are already saying it's one of the biggest fraud checks of the year. I could see a lot of people thought that Grant Dawson had potential to be like a top ranked fighter. He has very good grappling, but he didn't show it at all in this fight. He wanted to strike with Bobby Green. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, it was that song that made him lose. What was that theme song he came out to? Yo, that would've broke my focus too. If I came out to a song like that, I wouldn't want to fight anymore. I just want to go home. And it was a very simple knockout, to be honest. He just threw out a straight left from the southpaw stance as Grant Dawson was trying to move away from the cage toward his own left side. And Bobby Green cut him off, stepped on the outside of the lead foot, cutting off Grant Dawson and putting him down with the straight left. And the way that he threw it was with no quote-unquote power, right? This is a great example of a punch that doesn't look like it's powerful, right? He didn't wind it up. There was no coil. There was nothing, right? There was no cock back of the punch or anything. He literally just threw it forward. Body behind it though, if you notice, he leaned his entire body behind the punch, putting more weight on it, but there was no backward motion of the punch at all. There was no cock back at all. If you've seen Bobby Green hit the bag like this, you wouldn't think that punch would be that powerful. But it's not all about power. It's about how you place your shots, the element of surprise, how fast the punch is, how precise you landed on them. He landed on Grant Dawson square to the face, and Dawson didn't see it at all. The punches that you don't see hurt the most, and that was all she wrote. But did you guys notice something a little bit different about Grant Dawson? There was something about his whole demeanor before the fight started. He was like almost distracted or not taking it seriously. He was super nonchalant, hands on his waist, poking at the camera. He was even saluting Bobby Green. I think you guys missed this. It looked like he was saluting Bobby Green when Bobby went to the center of the cage when they were announcing him. Look, what is Grant Dawson doing? Why is he saluting Bobby Green? There's something very off about him. Looking at Bruce Buffer dead in the eye, smiling at him, constantly gesturing to Bobby Green to touch gloves. He did it like 2-3 times. Bobby Green never responded. This guy wants to just throw down, man. He's out there to fight. Bobby doesn't want anything to do with touching gloves. We'll touch gloves after the fight. That's actually what happened too. There was something very strange about Grant Dawson's whole demeanor. I don't know if he's always like that. And what I think is the moment may have gotten to him. He didn't know how to really act out there. It looked like he wasn't that focused on the fight itself. It was his first main event. He's a younger guy. He's going up against a veteran in Bobby Green who's been fighting forever. And Green has his whole presence about him in there. I mean, he had a much stronger presence in the cage than Grant Dawson did. Even when the fight began, Grant Dawson immediately started backing up. Before Bobby Green was even near him, he backed up to the cage. Bobby just took the center, asserted his dominance in the cage, and Grant Dawson started like panic swinging with overhands. There was no calculation into any of that. He was looking at the ground, not even seeing where he's punching. Eyes to the ground, swinging overhands, hoping it lands. And you're never gonna catch Bobby Green like that. Bobby Green's striking is extremely underrated. If you don't have a crimson chin like Drew Dober, or you're not on the level of like Dustin Poirier on the feet or something, you're gonna have a hard time with Bobby Green if you don't take the fight to the ground. And here's the thing though, Grant Dawson's also a very good grappler. He just never shot once, not even a hint at it. It's another reason I think the moment may have gotten to him. Like look at Joe Pyfer earlier that night. Joe Pyfer, the first thing he did, even though he's not a grappler by trade like Grant Dawson, he shot a double leg immediately. But Grant Dawson doesn't? At least test the waters, right? At least give something out there, a threat of a takedown to get Bobby Green to think about it. But nothing. He started swinging overhands like he's panicking out there. And Bobby Green put that in him. Just amazing knockout performance for Bobby Green, and he's gonna be ranked now. Bobby Green just beat the number 10 fighter in the world and did it in 33 seconds. He's absolutely gonna be somewhere in the top 15. I think maybe 11 or 12. The only thing that's strange about it is that he just lost to Drew Dober not that long ago. And Dober's not ranked, but Dober won tonight too. The rankings is such a weird thing. And it was pretty funny when Bobby spat the water out after he was declared the winner. Steve Peterson, the ref, was like, yo, I'm out. It is disgusting. He didn't even raise his hand, he just walked off.